In this video, I'm going to show you how to implement the aiming zoom effect. This is probably something you experience in any third-person game. So here's how to implement it. Now, the first thing to note is that I'm using, or as you can see, the camera is over the right shoulder of my character. And this is something that has been pretty popular recently in the third-person video game genre, for example, God of War or Batman Arkham series games. And you can do that pretty easily when you go to the main viewport. You can just click the camera, and when you see those arrows, you can just drag them to change the camera position. I decided I wanted the camera to be over the right shoulder because it just looks pretty cool to me. But if you don't like it, you don't have to do that. So this is what we're going to do today. This is what we're gonna do today. So when you right click, the character does this animation. By the way, if you want to learn how I imported this animation from Paragon's character Chimera, you can check out my other video. The link's in the description below. But this is what we're gonna do today, and it's actually very straightforward. So let's go to the blueprints. This is the blueprint responsible for this animation. This is the end of the video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to re-implement that so that we can all learn together. So I'm using the right mouse button, and you don't have to. You can use any key. So when you right click this event graph and type in like E keyboard or whatever you want, you can use any kind of key. This is just what I wanted to use. So it's right mouse button. So the first thing that we have to do is to drag the camera component. It's called follow camera here into my graph. And then we're going to drag the line to the new node that's called move component 2. Now this node is directly responsible for moving the camera in the direction that we want, or in the manner that we want. So we want the camera to zoom in. So for test, let's just type in these values. So the X position, I'm gonna type in 200. For Y, it's gonna be 100. For Z, also 100. And I'm gonna drag a line from the pressed to move. And now that I play and click the right mouse button, this is what happens. So the zoom is achieved. It's a bit too far up and right, but it's there. Well, there are two problems. This doesn't really help us with aiming, and my hands are here. I released the button, but the camera didn't reset to the previous position. So first, let's handle zooming in properly to the position that we actually want. So I'm going to use my little cheat sheet here that you cannot see, and I'm going to type in these values. So my X value is going to be 150, my Y value is going to be 66, execute order 66, and my Z value is going to be 22. So now when I play my level, and click the right mouse button, it's zoomed in a bit better. It's a bit too low, I would say. So let's do 50 here, and see what happens now. All right, it's better now. I can actually see my target, these vicious stares, a bit closer. But again, I released the button, and the camera didn't zoom out. So what do I have to do? Again, I also need the same component, the follow camera. I do the same thing as previously, so I just drag it here, and I also drag a line to my new node. That's called move component 2. I'm going to use the same component, same node, to move my component to the position that I want. But now this position is going to be the initial camera position. The problem is, where can I get it? Well, if I just run it, I zoom in and I zoom out. Well, sorry, I didn't connect those two nodes. So now that I zoom in and zoom out, the camera is in way different position that I want it to. Where can I get the camera position? So again, I go to my main map and I click the camera. and I can get its position. So I actually had to double click it to see the lines here, and then I can see the position. I'm going to change the Z value to 50 because I don't like these commas and 5s over there and 9s. So my position is 80, 50, 50. That's the position, the initial position, right? So I'm going to go to my blueprint and I'm going to type in these values here. So it's 80, 50, 50. Okay, so now what happens when I play? I right click, zoomed in, I release, zoomed out to my initial position. Let me try it again. I zoom in and I zoom out. And that's pretty much it. That's how you achieve this kind of aiming zoom. But this isn't really, well, you can pretty much finish the video here, but let's go a step further. So, well, sure, it maybe zooms in, but there's no animation indicating that my character is about to throw something, right? Or usually when you zoom in, your character slows down. So I'm running. I want to aim, but I'm still running with the same speed. So let's fix that. So first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to create more space here, and I'm going to add the play animation node. And I want to play a specific animation that's called its E ability start. And I'm going to drag from pressed to my new play animation component, and then from that component to the move component 2. That's a mouthful. Okay, so now when I do that, when I play my level, I can see that the animation is indeed playing. Well, now it's stuck. But by the way, if you're curious where I got this animation from, it's from a Paragon's character Chimera, and I have a video where I go over importing the Paragon's character animations into the mannequin. It's pretty awesome, so you better check it out. Link in the description below. So the issue was that it was not releasing, right? I was not let me say it again. When I released the button, the animation was still the same. It didn't reset to my idle one. So what do I have to do? I have to use the set animation mode to reset the animation state. So now that I drag the lines to my nodes and rearrange them. Okay, so now I right click, animation is played. The animation is no longer present. It's clunky. You should have some kind of animation to, reset back to your idle state. Well, I don't have it here because we just want to keep things simple. But as you can see, we have the animation to throw, and we don't have it. We have the animation state, the initial animation state. Well, now the problem is that we still have the max speed, right? So when I aim, I still move my character with the same speed as I run regularly. So what do I want to do now? I want to change it. And I do it by doing that. So I'm gonna create a bit more space here, and I'm going to drag my mesh character, my mesh component, and I'm going to place a new node, set max walk. Actually, what was it? So I'm going to drag my character movement component here and place a new node, set max walk speed. So when I'm aimed down, it's going to be like half of the regular speed, and regular speed is 300 units. So I'm going, 600 units is the regular speed. So the slow down is going to be 300. So now I'm going to rearrange the components, and when I aim down, you'll see that my character is a bit slower. But when I release, it's also slow. So how can I fix that? By doing the same thing, dragging the character movement component, placing a new node to set the max walk speed back to the initial value, which is 600. Where can I check the initial values? Where did you get this value from, my friend? You may ask. Well, if you double click on the character movement component and scroll a little bit down, you can see, where is it? The max walk speed is 600. This is the default value. So this is where I got this value from. So let's see, I'm gonna aim down, I'm walking slower, I'm releasing, and I'm faster again. Slower, faster, slower, faster. So this is pretty much it. You can improve further on that. You can add a crosshair. You can make the animation less clunky and, you know, more fluid, transitioning from different animations. But that's pretty much it. This is how you can implement aiming. So let me know if you like it. I hope you do. And please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. And yeah, see you in the next video.